Alright, hello and welcome back to another video. This video is going to go take you down into Death Valley. But before we get there, we are hanging out at Leda Junction on Highway 95, where Highway 266 branches off to the west. We're looking down Highway 266 now with a EOS 5D camera and a 150-600 Sigma Sport lens, Sport Zoom, and so we are getting a nice compressed image here. The car is much farther away than what it appears because of the compression, but we are going to take a look at Leda Junction now. So there is Leda Junction, and you can see it's an abandoned facility. Used to be a gas station and probably a store and some other stuff. Looks like somebody may have lived there, or a few people lived there at some point. It also has a little Leda Junction airport associated with it. So now we are going to get back on the highway here. I'm just setting up the EOS camera with the 600mm lens as a dash cam to give it a nice compressed look going down the road. But of course, wouldn't you know it, I get this stupid truck in front of me. Anyway, and even worse than the truck, I get an even stupider Volkswagen bus in front of me. Okay, so my truck, it's a 5.4 liter Ford V8, just underpowered for the truck and camper combination, but at least I can pass a Volkswagen. And the car looks closer than it is, but that's because of the compression from the zoom lens. So now I have stopped and put the GoPro back in, and we're looking at the road through normal speed, normal time. And I'm going to have that truck in front of me, I think, all the way into the town of Beaty. And so we're just going to drive along here. I think we're back up to 10 times normal speed now, so we'll be covering a lot of mileage here real fast. You'll be able to get the lay of the land and enjoy flying along with me. So we're going to come along to Beaty here, and if you look sharp, you will see an old Lockheed Electra twin-engine aircraft to the right, and then we're also going to see a little sign with red lettering on it, and that's part of the Beaty Police Department speed trap. And there's the sign now. So I'm going to pull into the Beaty fuel station, top up the tank, get a Subway sandwich, and I'm also going to give a couple that ran out of money $10 to get them back on the road. But now we are on the road heading into Death Valley from Beaty. Beaty is about 3,600 feet elevation, and we're going to be going down to Mesquite Flats in Death Valley, and that's at about 190 feet elevation. We're going down a pretty steep slope here, and we'll be going down about 37 or so hundred feet within the space of just a few miles. So it's actually a pretty good downhill slope here. You can, if you keep a sharp eye, you might be able to catch vehicles off to the right and left that are camping off to the side of the road in the wash areas. And I guess it's BLM land where they can do that. So anyway, I am going to continue on down here, and we will be coming up to the turnout for the ticketing to get into Death Valley. Here we are. And there's a little kiosk over there. You'll see me scoot on over to it, get my ticket, and then scoot on back to the truck, all brought to you in 10 times speed motion. And then just as we're getting ready to leave, the ranger's going to pull up in a service truck, and they're going to start cleaning out the bathroom here. Okay, so we are going to split and get out of this. I have to pull over here for a second. I have to figure out something real quick, and we are off on the road again. Last couple of miles going downhill. The grade's not quite as steep here as it was up higher, but we're going to head down to the Mesquite Flats and Stovepipe Wells, I believe it is. But and then we're going to pull over onto Scotty's Castle Road. Scotty's Castle Road is Scotty's Castle is something I wanted to see, but it's closed, so that's not going to happen. But we're going to pull over. I'm going to set up the tripod. I haven't had the tripod out for a while, as you could tell earlier. And going to take some video and pictures to look at the sand dunes, the buildings, Stovepipe Springs Ranger Station buildings in the distance, and then look at the mountains and observe all the rock strata and the folded rocks. Okay, so enjoy. From here, you're looking across the sand dunes at Stovepipe Wells, and that is where the ranger station is. There's also a store, gas station, and it looks like a saloon and some other buildings there. There also appears to be, if you look at the satellite image, a swimming pool. Also over there is the Mesquite Flats parking area, and you can walk out onto the sand dunes from that parking zone. I got out there. We'll see that in a few minutes. Just hang on and keep watching the video. But yeah, so anyway, we're looking at the sand dunes now, and just taking in the view of that. You see the dust in the road there. That is, people are driving a dirt road that goes off to a couple of different trailheads up in the mountains. And the main highway is a little bit more into the foreground. So there's a fair amount of access. There's a good number of roads down there that you can take to get out and explore different things. So I've just kind of taken pictures of the sand dunes here. I think I'm at 150 millimeters right now. And I think I will probably zoom back into 600 here in a minute just to get the close-up view. But it's very interesting looking at the sand dunes. It's just kind of the one area there where they form. Well, there's the road sign. There's the other road sign. But let's take a look at these mountains over here. Right, okay. Come up, and there we go. So these are, they've got a little bit of sunlight on them, so they're showing up pretty nicely. But they still have a bit of haze on them. Peak of it up there. We have this other one over here that is getting some good light on it. Right. It's the next one. Or was it? No, it was that one. Yeah, so that one is getting good light on it. Back out a little bit here to get the whole thing in frame. Okay. So this is the Death Valley looking that direction at 150 millimeters. So you can see it's interesting looking at those mountains, how the rock strata folds in and over and back over multiple ways and multiple times upon itself. Very unusual. So it almost looks like there's a little lake bed way out here. I can't tell what that is. I need stronger reading glasses. But it looks like water. Okay. And there's the mountain behind it. And this is at 600 millimeters. Okay, so let's head on to the next site. I drove a couple miles over to the Mesquite Flats sand dune parking and got out to walk around the dunes and take a look at things. There were some signs along the trail and read all the information I could find about it. There's plenty of desert life, and in the daytime it's hiding from the heat under the sand. Okay, so I hiked out here into the sand dunes just a little ways. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'd have to come back here another time and check it out when I have more time. There you can see the truck right about there. So the sand dunes are here because these mountains create kind of a wind vortex, and air comes blowing up the valley here and then swirls around behind the mountain. So when the wind is at full velocity going up the valley there, it carries the sand. But then, because this is here, it has a vacuum behind it because of the wind over there, and the wind comes into this area and drops the sand. So these sand dunes here apparently are pretty much a permanent fixture, and they will get sand added to them, but they won't have sand taken away, is what I gather. So very cool. And out there straight ahead, that is the biggest sand dune. I'm not going to hike out there, I don't have time, but very cool. So anyway, this has its own ecosystem. Most of the animals that live in here are underground in the day because of the heat and dryness, and then at night they come out, but they go into the sand because it says that the sand can be up to 200 degrees during the height of a summer day and be very comfortable underground, and then the sand is like a sponge for moisture and collects a lot of moisture. The rain hits it and it goes down and stays down, and if you dig down deep enough, I guess you'll get water down there. And so the animals that live here, they come out at night. Okay, and there's a couple of ravens over there that are hanging out. They've probably learned that people like me are suckers for birds and give them little treats here and there. Okay, well, I must be moving on, so yeah, very pretty. It'd be nice if it wasn't such a cloudy day, but then again it would be hotter. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so you can see here that if you look there, the sand is darker, and that's moisture. Then if you come around here, you're going to see that there are local residents here. So it looks like they have one hole there and a second hole there. Okay. All right, let's vamos. So there was the Stonepipe Wells ranger station, and it was only maybe a half a mile to a mile away from here, but I didn't see it. I didn't know it was there, so I missed it. And like I said, it's got a campground, a store, a gas station, a bar or saloon, and I missed it. But anyway, we are going to head back over towards the where we just were on Scotty's Castle Road, but we are going to be heading south on the 190, I think it is, yes. And so we're going to keep going south on 190 to the Borax facility, and this is one of the buildings that was part of the old Borax processing complex. Borax Mill Road, and then we're going to drive along Mustard Canyon Road, which is what you're looking at straight ahead. And it's kind of interesting that there are like salt dirt formations along the road there that you drive through. So it's a pretty cool drive. I'm glad I took this. I wasn't expecting to, and fortunately I did take this turn, but I didn't know about the Borax facility on the other left side of the road, so I missed that. And there actually is a 20 mule team road farther down south in the canyon, or in the Death Valley. Yeah, it was the Harmony Borax Works. And so anyway, after this, we're going to drive through the Mustard Canyon Road, and you'll see that here. You see all the salt deposits off to the left and a little bit on the right here. And there go the people that were looking at things. But this is all salt here. All that white is salt. Now we're going to take a turn to the right and head on up through the Mustard Canyon. And that's basically it. There you go, the Mustard Canyon. And this is all salt stuff. Okay. So yeah, another thing I missed here was the Furnace Creek Library and the Death Valley History Association. They were just like a half a mile back up the road from where we come out back onto Highway 190 here. And you'll see Highway 190 straight ahead there. But, you know, once again, I didn't have a lot of time, and so I'm trying to do too much too fast and just not enough time to do it right. Okay, so after we get out of here, we are going to take a right and continue on down to Furnace Creek. And there's a ranger station, campground there, real nice rangers. And yeah, we're just going to take a quick drive through the campground and show that off to you. And here we go. Howdy. Is it okay to take a quick drive through just to look at the campground? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've just never made it down to Death Valley before, so I'm just trying to take it all in. Yeah. Okay. How many campgrounds are there down here? Yeah. Huh? Is like this the main one, or and then this is reservations? Okay, and what are the other more primitive, or? Yeah. Okay, I'll just take a quick mosey. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so Furnace Creek is a nice little oasis, and it was initially settled because there was a spring providing water. It's 190 feet below sea level. It first settled in 1871. The Greenland Ranch was established in 1883, and they grew alfalfa for animal feeds. In 1891, there was a weather station installed, and on July 10th, 1913, the weather station recorded the highest temperature ever recorded on Earth's surface, 134.1 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 56.7 degrees centigrade. There were 5 other days consecutively recorded at 129 degrees at the same time. On July 15th, 1970, Furnace Springs also recorded the highest ground temperature ever recorded of 201 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is 93.89 degrees centigrade. So for comparison, the Dead Sea record temperature is 122 degrees Fahrenheit. That is 50 degrees centigrade. Death Valley's lowest point is Badwater Basin at minus 282 feet. The Dead Sea's lowest point is 1,411 feet below sea level. The Dead Sea is low enough that the atmosphere is thick enough with ozone layers, evaporation layers, and other concentration layers that your skin won't get burned so easily there as it will at sea level. But you should still wear your sunscreen. Another note is the small town of Goldfield has one of my favorite new radio stations. It's just a little town on the way out there, and it's KGFN 89.1 FM, and you can listen to it on the live stream. So anyway, now we are on the road leaving Furnace Springs, and I'm going to take a right here. I'm actually trying to find the dump station, but apparently the dump station is not operating right now, so I'm just having to go on to other places to try and find the dump station. But what we have straight in front of me is the Furnace Creek Golf Club, and so if I could have stayed at the campground, I might have considered coming over here, playing around the golf, because I did have my clubs with me. So anyway, just got to turn around here and head back out. But yeah, it's kind of cool to have a golf club right there next to several campgrounds, and so we're just going to take a quick look at the golf course right here, see all the palm trees, and just like that, we are on the way. There's a Arctic Fox truck camper probably trying to find the dump station too. And now we are back on 190 heading south, and then we are going to turn left and head back over to Highway 95 and on to Las Vegas. But there's plenty of other places to stay down there in Furnace Creek. It's nicely developed, hot as heck, especially in the summer, but you see the facilities on the left side over here. And we're going to continue up through this little canyon or valley road. And so we are going uphill again, and we're going to be passing a few campgrounds and BLM sites. So just Death Valley, it definitely warrants another trip there when I have more time. I would say that you would probably want to spend, you could spend a good week down there going through things, traveling up and down different roads, going on hikes, and spending some time at the library and the informational centers. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the ride through Death Valley. I invite you to like the video, make any comments you have, ask any questions you have, And if you want to support the channel, you could subscribe. I can always use more subscribers. All right, thanks for watching, and I hope I will see you back on the next video. Take care.